Hey everyone, today I want to show you how to make a sticker sheet from scratch. This is specifically for people who want to make sticker sheets to sell and how you can do it so you don't have to cut them out by hand, and also how to format it. So first I just start with my page settings. You can do whatever page settings you like, but this is what I do. I have a transparent background. I make sure that I can see my cut and print border, my registration marks are on, and that the inset is what I like it to be. So you can go ahead and change that however you would like, but the wider it is, the more space you have to actually make your stickers. So I do have the business version, so I'm not really sure what is available on the free version as opposed to this. So just do keep that in mind when watching this tutorial. So what I like to do is first create layers. I do one that says no cut, one that says cut, and that will be for my Kiss Cut stickers, and then one that says deep cut, which will be for the edge stickers. So this is important if you want to cut your stickers by layers. It really makes it a lot easier, and not only just for cutting, but for actually doing your templates. I usually keep my deep cut and my cut items with an unfill with only a border. So for me, it doesn't matter where the layers are, but you can readjust them so it doesn't hide anything that you want to see. So this is just how I typically do it. Again, you don't have to do it this way. It's just the way that I have been doing it for quite a while now. So I'm going to click on the deep cut layer and go to rectangle, and then I'm going to just click and drag to make the rectangle on here. For the adjusting, I actually click on it, but then instead of adjusting the actual rectangle, I go up here and I adjust it to however I want. Typically, I do the same two sizings, but you can do whatever sizing fits for your needs. It's really easy to adjust. Just remember that this is going to be the cut line, so you want to make sure that anything you want printed will be inside this border. So I usually do a white fill with a clear border, but it really doesn't matter. It's just whatever you can use to see. So now I'm going to go ahead and make a banner. This is completely optional, but it is kind of common now. So all you have to do is make another rectangle and size it however you want. Mine is typically 0.5 inches tall, and then I like to adjust it to the outer or the edge square and make sure that they are aligned at the top. And then I just move it up a little bit further, because when I do have this cut with the lines of the deep cut layer, I don't want to show any white. I want the whole blue border, well now the pink border, to be from edge to edge. So you can change the color, or you can even add a design. So I'm just going to go here and play around with the designs and see what I like. That one wasn't too fun. You can literally just click and drag from your files, which is really nice. You don't have to wait for uploading. So you just click and drag to the square that you want, and then when you want it, you just unclick it. I'm going to go ahead and change this to purple with white stripes, which is good for this example. You can always adjust it afterwards though, so if you just click on it and go to the fill section and then the pattern and then advanced options, and you can do pan pattern, and that brings this little thing up, and you can just click it and then move it around, but just be careful because your design might get cut off, or the repeating might not be completely perfect. And you can also change the scaling too if you want it smaller or bigger. So that's how you do the background. But if you want to add some text, like here, let's say amazing sticker shop, you can just add the text, and then up at the top you can change the fonts, the size, the colors. So I'm going to change mine to Metal Mania. I'll change the size to smaller, and then the font color, let's do white. I think, yeah, let's do white, and yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'll just drag it over the banner. So again, this is on the no cut layer, so this is not going to be cut. This is literally just to print. And here you can center or realign, so these two items, the banner and the text, are evenly distributed on one axis. So it just looks cleaner and all good to go. All right, now let's go ahead and make the actual cut lines for the stickers. So I am on the cut layer, which is important. And right now I'm just doing the cut lines, not the design. So you want to make sure that the dimensions are whatever you want the final product to be. These will be the Kiss Cut stickers. I usually do a red border in a transparent center, but that's just for me. Because it's not going to be printed, it really doesn't matter. The way to duplicate it is to click on the item, hit Control, and then whatever directional you want. So I did right. You can see here that it's going to be outside of the final paper cutout, so I'm adjusting it just by hitting the left arrow, but I realized it's going to be too close to the edge, so I just deleted that last one. You can click and drag these boxes to however you want them to be, and you can align them that way, but there is a more efficient way to make it more consistent. So you'll just go back up here and then use I like to center it first on the horizontal axis, and then you can redistribute it so it's evenly distributed with these bottom two options right here. So now you'll have an even space between each box. Now I'm going to make a washi strip. Instead of copying or creating a new box, I'm just going to do that whole control arrow trick. So I have all of the same dimensions, all the same properties, and it's on the same layer. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, adjust it a little bit up top, and now I have it how I want it to be. I'm just going to move it down a little bit so now all of them are in the right order. So one other tip is you can have a no-cut banner layer like here, and then a no-cut design layer. So it's just an extra step, but it helps keep all of your items separated so it's easier to edit, and use this as a template for future reference. All right, so now let's make the actual design boxes. I'm going to hide the deep cut and the no cut banner layers because when I do this next step, it will pick it up. So when you're on the no cut design, go to trace right here and then hit select trace area, then click and drag over the area that you want. So we want these boxes, and then we're going to hit outline, change the threshold to 100, and then trace the outer edge. So now we have all of these boxes traced. We're going to hide the cut area. So now all we see is the design. We're going to click that and go to the offset. So click offset, and for this I want to make sure that the corners are squared, and then the difference is pretty much what the border size is. I tried this, but I can see that the 3 boxes in the bottom rectangle are too close. So I'm going to just change it to, let's do 0.4. So this makes it a little bit better and a little bit more spaced out, as you can see. And then I just delete the inner box that we made in the prior step. So now all we have is this, and I'm going to color it in so you can see these are the design boxes. And make sure that the border is transparent because that will make a difference in the future when you actually put the designs in there. So here are those red lines now, those are the cut lines. So I'm going to use those as reference to make sure that whatever designs I bring in don't get cut off in a place I don't want it to be. Similar to the banner we made earlier, I'm just going to click and drag these designs into these boxes. And if you don't like the way it looks, you can always adjust it. So here I'm going to go back to that fill pattern area, and then I'm going to show you, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can put it back to how it was. You can also change the angles. So if you want it slanted one way or another, very simple to do. You just change the angle dimensions. And then let's go ahead and put this back. So then let's go ahead and do the washi. So this is a 2-part. So first I want to pick a design. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a flower. Yeah. So it is a little big. Actually, I don't want the blue. That's too much blue. Let's go ahead and choose the green. So it is really big, but using that same fill over here, you can adjust the size to however you want. I'm going to make mine smaller. The smallest it goes is 5%. and then you can pan the pattern to make it however you want. And when we zoom in, you can see where the cut lines will be. So you want to make sure that when you do pan the pattern, the cut lines don't go through the design unless that is what you intend to do. And as you can see, the background is transparent, but you can fix that just by duplicating that image. I'm going to do the control down arrow, and then also with that whole control thing, it helps you with spacing, so you can just do control up next time and from the bottom rectangle, and it will be centered perfectly behind your cut line that we made before. So I'm going to click this rectangle. I'm just going to fill it in a color, and when I do the control up arrow, it's going to cover the flowers, but I don't want that. I want the flowers on top. So in the layers, I'm just going to make sure I click. Okay, so yeah, so that polygon I just moved on top of the other polygon. So now the flowers are on top of the colorful box. And now I can adjust the flowers because the colorful box will be what I want printed, but the flowers, I can adjust that so all of it fits inside the cut lines, so it just looks more cohesive and put together. And since the flowers and the colorful box are two separate items now, I can adjust the flowers with the pan pattern and it won't affect the actual box. So if you hide the cut lines, you can see this is what will be printed on the sticker sheet. And this is what it would look like if you kept the cut lines. But basically, this is the final product. You can add a whole bunch of other things that are within that big white edge box, and that will be printed in your sticker sheet. Okay, so if you do want to go ahead and cut this, what you want to make sure of is that anything that is on the no cut lines or layers are what you don't want to be cut, and everything that is cut is on the correct layer. So I just hid the deep cut and saw what was on it, and hid the kiss cut to see what's on it. So if you go to send and hit layer, you can see there's a deep cut, no cut, cut, and no cut. It only shows the first few letters, so that's why I put it in the front when I name the layers. So now I have my deep cut to show as cut, and I'm going to change the settings to cardstock. And then for the cut, which is my kiss cut, it's on sticker paper, but I changed it anyways for some reason. But now with these settings, the edge will be cardstock, so it'll cut all the way through depending on the adjustments you make, and then the sticker sheets will cut as kiss cuts. Alright, so that's the end of the tutorial. I hope you found this informative. If you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to see other videos on how to use the Silhouette Studio, leave a comment down below, and I'd love to hear what you think, and hopefully I can help you out. Alright, have a great day.